Hello people, me again. Just a short talk about the glow plugs here before I go out and drive a bit more today. This is the glow plug I used for quite a good long time, the OS Turbo P5. And that was sort of okay when breaking in the engine. But when I wanted to get up to maximum high RPM, maximum speed, often the motor would stall. So I went on and tested this OS Turbo P4, that's a super hot. And with this glow plug, it was much easier to get the engine up to high speed, and it will not stop or stall when going from idle to maximum throttle. So this was a good glow plug. But as you saw yesterday when I was out and running this car, just the second day, I felt that the car was again starting to first hard to get up to high speed, high RPM. And then suddenly the car stopped and I tried to start it again and I just couldn't start it. So I took out the glow plug and checked it with a glowing igniter. And it was glowing very, very, very little. It was really not possible to see it all out in the daylight. I just saw it when I come back later. So the glow plug was malfunction or gone bad. So I changed to this HoBao Turbo T4 glow plug. And this is the glow plug that HoBao on their website says it comes included if you buy a complete HoBao Hyper .21 engine. You will get this glow plug with the engine. It does not come with the car, and that it's a bit silly, I think. RTR, ready to run nitro car, should come with at least one glow plug. Then we also know what glow plug HoBao want us to use. But I changed the glow plug then, put in this glow plug. I have two of these, so the one I used yesterday is in the engine still. And the car was running very good again, much like when using the OS Turbo P4 glow plug. So I'm gonna start today with the HoBao T4 glow plug. And then I may be gonna test, because I now received also the OS Turbo P3 glow plug, and these are a bit hotter. They are called ultra hot. All these glow plugs are turbo, so you have to use turbo plugs with this engine. So maybe at the end of today I'm gonna try a bit on the P3. I'm not sure if the engine runs excellent with the HoBao T4. I'm just gonna use that till that is male function, and then I'm gonna maybe change to the P4 just to see if it lasts longer. And I may be gonna try the P3 later then. As I said in the video yesterday, some people say that you should not run a too hot glow plug because it can wear out the engine faster. It's something about the timing and the piston moving up, and you get the ignition, the explosion too early, so there will be more thrust, more power on the piston and the little link, or what it's called, that's mounted on the piston. So these parts could wear out earlier and even break, they say. So I don't want to run the P3 ultra hot if the engine is working okay with the P4 super hot, or of course the HoBao T4. This HoBao glow plug I ordered from HoBao web shop on the internet. It's about $10, I believe. Today I have a plan to. First, I will do two speed tests today. The first one is just how long does it take from you arrive at the location to you are running the car as you want it to run. So I'm gonna see how long that takes. With warming up the engine, start it up, driving a bit slow in the start to the engine got up to about 80 degrees Celsius. And then you can start to drive like you want. How long does it take? I know the heating up the engine takes about 5 to 10 minutes, but there's also some time with other stuff and to get the engine up to heat. With an electric car you have almost zero time. You just take with you batteries that are charged, and the car is ready to run when you arrive at the location. So that's one difference with a nitro car versus an electric car. And I also gonna take with me a GPS so I can measure the maximum speed I get. So I hope I can get the engine tuned well and get the high speed, high RPM. I will see how that ends. I believe you should get around 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. I'm not sure what that is in miles per hour. So will be interesting to see. But I believe this car is moving fast enough for my type of driving and bashing. I don't need it to drive like 100 kilometers per hour. That's not necessary for me. All right, so I come back when I at the location. Well, hello people, it's me again back at the driving location. And as I said, today I'm gonna do two speed tests. The first speed test will just be to see how long does it take to get the car ready to run, warmed up, and so you can bash it. So I'm just gonna start now doing all the preparation, and then later I'm gonna do a real speed test and see what speed I can get this car up to. So let's start the time now, and we see here. I'm not gonna do this in a hurry, so I'm just gonna do it as I regularly does. So I can just start with getting the engine heater on. If this was an electric car, all you had to do was really just insert the battery and start driving. So with electric cars it's a lot more, less preparation, but you of course have to charge the batteries. That could take an hour or something like that. I've set the camera at linear, what's this called, field of view or something, so you maybe not see everything I do now, but don't bother too much about that. I'm gonna just start this engine heater now, and so now this engine heater is on. Next thing I want to do is get fuel in the bottle here and onto the tank. And today I'm using the HoBao T4 glow plug. That's worked good. So there we have fuel on the tank. You warm up the engine, because if you just start to drive, the engine wears out much faster.
So we have fuel. It's a nice day again. Tomorrow it may be going to be some rain, so I believe I don't gonna drive tomorrow. And on Sunday we are planning a basher meeting again, and maybe I'm gonna bring with me the nitro car and the electric car. I will see how the weather is, and I know the location we plan to drive on is it was the same location that you can see I was jumping with the Tarzan last time, the crazy jump. And it's a very big location. It's a big gravel pit, but sometimes it's a bit muddy and dirty there, especially when it's been raining and it's wet. So I'm not sure if I want to take with me the nitro car if it's very wet conditions. It's not the best place to drive with a nitro car maybe. But the location also is changing all the time because they are working there. So you never know how the location is before you are there. Alright, so I got the remote controller here and the screwdriver for tuning and the igniter. Put that inside my jacket. Also the handle to pull. Want the heat measure, and here's the GPS when I want to measure the speed. Now I will prime the engine with blowing into the fuel tube here. I also have to turn up the idle, because when you start the car the idle has to be some higher. What? I have a sort of leakage. I have to check that it's a small leakage where the tube goes into the fuel. Let's see. Why is it leaking? The tube is okay. No, it's okay. I'm not sure why, but when I blow into the tube, I hear air coming out of the tube here where it mounts to the top of the tank. So I pull it off and put it in again and lift the lock and put it down. Now it feels like it's not. Now it's tight and good. Don't know why. But of course that is not good if you have a tube that's leak air, because then you will have pressure, air pressure going into the tank, and that is what's driving the fuel into the engine, the carb. So let's hope that is tight now. It feels tight now. By tight, I mean that it's not leaking. So we have 45 degrees Celsius now. That's about 113 degrees Fahrenheit. So I wait till the engine is up to 50 degrees Celsius before I try to start it. So it's not taking that long. I'm soon ready to start it. But that is when the engine is 50 degrees Celsius, and then I will just let it idle to it's about 70 degrees Celsius, and then we start it slowly in the start, then raise the speed. So we are getting close. I just hope the engine will start easy, so we don't spend a lot of time of pulling. Can just double check that the glow plug is sitting good. Yes, it is. Tight and good. So it's not that very long time to wait. And if you have an electric car, you of course could just drive the electric car now when you wait to the engine heater is getting the engine up to heat. Also note that it's not battery free. I got one 2S LiPo battery in the receiver box, and here's a 3S LiPo battery that I'm using for the engine heater, so you of course have to check that the batteries are charged before you're going out. But they charge quite fast. Let's measure the temperature again. Uh, 46. So wait some more. Just keep watching the engine heater here, that this red light, that it's on, because it's turned off automatically after 10 minutes. And sometimes, especially when it's cold outside, that's not long enough, so you have to just let it go for another 5, 10 or 10 minutes. Also, if it's very cold, you can take a towel or something, cloth around this top here. Yes. So you could say driving a nitro car is a bit more relaxed sometimes, because there's some waiting now. And the fun thing is, of course, when you get the car up and running and it's running good, you just refill the tank about each 10 minutes or something like that. In an electric car you have to change the battery, and of course you will run out of battery if you don't have a lot of them with you. Another thing that's a bit boring with electric cars or issue is that if you have with you, let's say you take with you 4 or 6 batteries for a bashing session, and if you only have one car, and if you do a crash or something just goes wrong with the electronics or the car, break something, and you don't have the spare parts, you're out of running. And that could happen on your first battery, and then you have maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 charged batteries. Then you have to go home and discharge the batteries. That's a bit boring. And a discharging LiPo batteries could take even longer time than charging them. With a nitro car, you just, of course, if something goes wrong, you just empty the tank and all good. Alright, I think we should just try to start it now, because the engine heater's turned off, so that's mean it's been 10 minutes. Temperature, oh, it's not that warm. Why is that? It's a bit it was just 40 degrees Celsius or 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'm gonna give it a few minutes more maybe I should use some sort of glove, but it's not that cold today. Let's see. It's about 6 degrees Celsius or 42 degrees Fahrenheit. So now it's taken about I don't know, 12 minutes or something since I started. So that is the preparation time, but I'm getting close to when I can try to start the engine. I don't know, it was a bit slow heating up today. Maybe I've not got the engine heater to sit very good on the top. Usually you just have to do a one cycle here, about 10 minutes. But now I've gone a bit over that. But I guess I could start it now and just let it idle slowly and build up the heat. So I try now to start it. I just then turn off the engine heater, put on the igniter, and we just try to start it up. Just get it off the car stand because it's not sitting good there. No, it didn't like that. Is it on? Yes. Didn't like that. Feels it's getting closer, but shouldn't really need to pull that many times. So I blow into the fuel tube again. Let's try again. Oh. It will not start. Let's put on the engine heater again. So this issue you of course don't have with the electric car. That's one of the main benefits with electric cars. Usually they are just plug and play. I'm not sure why it's so hard to start sometimes. I believe I'm getting fuel into the carb and the glow plug should be alright. Of course, if I'm not getting it to start soon now, I have to unscrew the glow plug and check it. And could be, of course, that I should wait even longer till the engine is about 50 degrees Celsius. I don't like to pull that much and that hard on the pull starter, because certainly the wire can break. It's something you just start to feel and think that it's always something with the nitro cars. With the electric cars, it's usually just plug and play. With the nitro cars, you have a very good feeling this day, good weather, you know the glow plug should be all right, everything feels good. Then you just run into some other problems. It would be nice if it could be just easier to start the engine. I'm now talking about starting it for the first time on the driving session. Maybe starter box or something, but starter box you have something more to carry. Of course I have this car stand, so it would not be that much more, but you have also these batteries that you have to charge up. Measure the temperature again. Okay, it says 51 degrees now. I will try to start it again. Turn off the engine heater. Is the idle set upright? We will find out. I think I just need to screw the idle screw a bit up. Okay. it was just idle screw that was very low. I just left it in the position I had when I ended the last session. So it would maybe be a bit more easy to start if I turn the idle gap a bit larger. I tried to adjust it on the transmitter, but I also did some adjustment on the throttle link here. So maybe that was not enough. So now I'm just watching the temperature. So I just tuned down the idle gap a bit. Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Celsius or 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's hot enough to start driving. I will lower the idle a bit. Before starting driving, I will just repeat the same. Degrees Celsius or 186 degrees Fahrenheit. That's good idle temperature. Okay, so it took a bit longer time because I had the idle gap too low set when I first started the car. I maybe lost 5 minutes there, and I struggled a bit to get the car started, but now it's running fine on idle here. And I know we'll just start to drive it a bit slowly. So here the engine is ready for more speed, and the engine is up to around 90 degrees Celsius. So it's not completely ready for bashing yet. The clock is running still. It's not ready for bashing yet. So if you have an electric car, you maybe have already run 1 or 2 batteries. But alright, to be fair, I lost 5 minutes there because of I had an idle gap or idle set too low when I tried to start it. And I hear the engine is starting to running better now. So now the engine is ready for start bashing, so we can stop the time. This was the first speed test. But also, if we should be nice, we could take off 5 minutes. So I'm not sure how long this took. I would believe 15, almost 20 minutes. So that's the difference between a nitro car and electric cars. Electric cars you can just start to drive it and bash it almost as soon as you arrive at the location. On the nitro cars it's a bit more time, especially if you take care of the car and want to get the engine up to heat. Yeah, I'm ready for the speed test now. I just driven. What the heck? Yes, I did a short lap hour and I got 33 kilometers per hour. But so it's maybe not the best place to do a speed test. It's a little bit shorter, but I will try. I guess we are coming up somewhere above 50 kilometers per hour, maybe near 60. So the GPS is just set on holding track, recording the maximum speed. Okay, now I'm doing the really first test here, coming down from here. Let's do that again. Let's see what we got. Yes, we got 66.7 kilometers per hour, nearly 67 kilometers per hour. And that is with stock pinion, that it's 13 tooth. Had to brake harder. I'm not sure how long back I can go here. Let's also measure the engine heat now. It's about 110 degrees Celsius. That's about 238 degrees Fahrenheit. So I believe the high speed needle is a bit on the lean side now. And still maximum speed is 66.7. So I want to reach out 5 minutes now. I did reach out the high speed needle 5 minutes because the temperature was about 110 degrees Celsius. A bit on the lean side. But I don't believe we're going to get any higher speed now today. Need to refuel some. So it's still on 66.7 kilometers per hour. I will find out what that is in miles per hour. Let's see. I believe it's about Is it let's see. It's 66.7 kilometers per hour. That's 41.4 miles per hour. 41.4. So that was maximum speed today with the HoBao T4 glow plug, 20% nitro fuel, and this 0.21 engine, and 13.2 pinion. Now, to end the day, I'm just going to drive a bit inside this big old factory. When idling, the temperature gets down to 80 degrees Celsius. That's good. And you're checking that it's driving straight. Yeah, good enough. What's a bit fun about driving in this factory is that you get very nice sound. What is also fun, if you watch video of nitro cars on YouTube and you have on the automatic translation or transcribing or what it's called, you will see YouTube, they say it's music when you hear the sound of the engine, and also sometimes you get applause. That's a bit funny. Okay, let's go inside this factory and just listen to the sound here. I should really record the sound for itself here. I will do a drive past here and just listen to the sound now. Ah, nice sound. Oh, it's some debris on the floor. Oh, don't want to go in the pool. It's like hearing a racing car, Formula 1 racing car. I hit the brake a little too late. I did hit the brake a little too late there, and it's very much dust on the floor, so the car was sliding into this concrete wall. But it looks okay. That's sort of bashing life. Very much dust on the floor here, so you are sliding a lot. After that hit, I just have to check that the steering is straight. I think it turns a bit to the right. I soon going to end this session. So we got 66.7 kilometers per hour. I just want to check that the car didn't get any damage. So after this tank I will just that will be the last that I do this day. So again, bye bye and see you later.